and Nerdy.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Raw and Nerdy. This is episode number 81. I am your host, Joe the Widget, and I am joined by my fellow co-hosts, the nerds extraordinaire, and the best guys you'll ever know, starting with Rook.
Yeah, Bess is kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
And, of course, Archon.
What's up, guys? Yeah, I agree with Rook there. I don't know about best, but, we're pretty swell guys.
I had to butter you up a little bit. Get the show going. All right, so tonight...
I said, or should I say pretty swole guys?
You guys are getting up there. Keep those workouts going. You'll get it. Tonight's episode, we're going to finish off our Gaming Through the Ages series with PC Gaming 2011 to present. And we haven't decided what we're going to do next, but we'll figure it out as we go.
Arcades.
Maybe we'll
still got to do the arcades.
Oh, yeah, we could do arcades, too. Yep.
We haven't done handhelds.
All right, fine. We got 2 more.
And I don't know. We'll see.
2 more, and we're calling it good.
Sky's the limit, man.
20 episodes later.
Why are you trying to end this? Why are you trying to end it?
Because we went for 20 episodes?
I don't want it to end.
I want it to end because I actually want to talk about other nerdy stuff.
Okay, fine.
I mean, yeah, the 3 of us are heavily into gaming, but we can put a pause on gaming, at least as a main focus point for a few episodes.
Yeah, I suppose.
If they want to, get a really good gaming show, we have a new one called Bethesda Raw that just released episode 2. All things Bethesda games.
All things Bethesda Games, the company that barely talks about any of their games.
Yeah,
Yep.
but they have a huge catalog of some of the most renowned games in the world, so...
Oh, I won't deny that one.
Somebody's got to talk about them, so we do.
Yeah.
I know, right? Bethesda won't talk about them.
There's no other show dedicated to Bethesda as a whole, so we jumped in and took that mantle. Rolling with it. What have you guys been up to?
No, for me, it's been a lot of 2 weeks of work. Work. Gym, work, and sleep is all I did for the past 2 weeks, trying to fit a little bit of gaming in here and there. Taking the time to relax and all that stuff this weekend. So I took yesterday off, or when y'all listen to this, it'll be Monday. So I took Friday off, enjoying a 4-day weekend. I'm going with that. Got back into No Man's Sky.
Oh, you had Friday off, huh?
Yeah, I took Friday off. I needed to because I was burnt out with the way I was getting extremely demoralized at work. And I like what I do, but projects were going sideways.
Hey man, everybody needs a mental health break every now and then.
Yes, that is very true.
It was very demoralizing when it was very demoralizing when the aircraft weren't cooperating. We'd fix one problem and another one would show up, and then fix that one and another one would show up. It's been very demoralizing. So
the life of tech.
I had to get out of the situation, give myself a reset. So I took Friday off, and I'm off until Tuesday. So I get a 4-day weekend to just reboot. So to do that, I jumped back into No Man's Sky.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I saw you playing that last night while we were chatting.
Yeah, I was actually started a new save because I forgot what I was doing in my other saves. So I started a new save. I'm working because I want to build a nice primary base and then start actually expanding out and exploring. I got back into it because I was playing Elite Dangerous, and Elite Dangerous is one of my all-time top games. I have over 1,500 hours in it for a reason. But so I was playing that, and I was like, you know what? I want to try No Man's Sky because I can build bases and do all this other stuff. It might not be as in depth as a real life 1-to-1 scale of our galaxy, but it's really fun to play.
It is.
So I did that. And I fit Oblivion in there where I could this week. I'm more into No Man's Sky for this weekend, I think. And then I've been out and about doing things, and I want to buy a boat.
You want to buy a boat?
I want to buy a boat. I don't know. I live right across the main road that runs outside of my neighborhood. Right across the street from my neighborhood is a boat and RV storage. And I see people pulling out all the time with a boat. And I'm in Texas where we have lakes where I can actually get a boat and actually take it on a lake on a regular basis and not have to drive 2 hours to the ocean or to a nearest lake I can take a boat onto. I want a boat.
Everyone I know that has a boat,
gas, trailers.
Everybody I know that has a boat says, hey, do you want a boat? Don't. Because they are constant money pits. That's literally you're just going to sink more and more and more and more and more. and they depreciate even faster than cars do. So
Oh, I see that. I saw.
be careful. Buy yourself a cheap boat.
Oh.
Don't do that because then you're going to spend even more money getting it to work.
I was going to buy
Just
if I buy a pontoon boat, it's going to be a used pontoon boat, and it's going to be roughly between around $10,000. So I'm not going to sink a lot. I'm not going to go buy a brand new boat of $33,000.
The only watercraft I've ever wanted were wave runners. I want to set it too.
Oh yeah,
Those
they're
things
fun.
are so much fun.
Yeah, they're fun, but you can rent them for the day, and then
Yeah,
that's
it's
enough.
cheaper to rent a wave runner than it is to go and rent a boat. I looked at the price of renting a boat for just 3 hours. Looking at about $400.
Yeah, that's silly.
I can buy a boat paying that much in a couple of years.
My father-in-law has a pontoon, and if I asked him, I'm sure he'd let me take it out and tool around for an hour or so, and that'd be good.
Yeah, but it depends on where you store the boat too, on whether or not it's going to be a big money pit and how well you take care of it at the end. Because water corrodes, you got to dry it up when you're done.
Well, especially if you do saltwater. But yeah,
I don't do saltwater.
Yeah, there's different kinds of boats for saltwater versus freshwater.
I'd be very worried if North Texas had salt water.
Hey, never know.
Hurricane season.
Hurricane season, there could be a lot of salt in the ground. It can happen.
That's pretty much been my week, though.
I've been hooked
Nice.
on 3 games, and now I'm going to be playing Starfield for the new expansion, so that's going to be fun. But
New
one
expansion?
game, not expansion, it's a mod, but they've been kind of
Oh.
touting it as like an expansion because it's huge.
Yeah, I saw an article on that. My Google News feed popped it up saying it's new expansion, and then you read an article and it's a mod.
Is it a Bethesda mod or is it?
It's contracted
player-made
by
mod?
from Bethesda.
Yeah, it's a DLC size mod.
It's huge, and it's
According
a full
to the
story
article I read.
content, and they had a lot of the original voice actors. They bring a lot of the original voice actors from the games back to do additional lines for their mods. And yeah, they get contracted from Bethesda to do these massive story mods. I did some of the biggest and best in Skyrim, as well as Fallout 4. Now they're doing Starfield, which I think is fantastic, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do with the Watchtower.
I'm telling you, somebody just needs to go into Starfield, take Fallout, all the Fallout games, put those as destroyed maps on as point of interest that you can visit on Starfield.
That'd be a lot of work. You need
It
one
would-
programmer and like an army of artists.
I'm just tired of. I was tired of going in and seeing Earth a desert planet.
I mean, it's
a
their
planet
content. They could just copy paste.
Mhm. For the most part, yeah. Because
Not quite that easy, but
all the planets, when you go to a point of interest, all the planets are a load sequence. That's why you can't just do a smooth transition from space to the planet.
right.
So you can load in a map, but just make Earth look something other than a desert planet. Because then you don't. It's only been 100 years. The thing's not going to be completely. All the buildings and stuff should still have some structure there.
There's an Earth Redone mod that a team of people did that's pretty decent.
I have to look into that.
It's more
later on.
ruinous and it actually has vegetation and wildlife.
See, I don't expect vegetation and wildlife because Earth's magnetosphere is destroyed, so there's really no atmosphere anymore.
I forgot how they explained it, but it looks like a really cool mod. I never tried it, but I read a lot into it, and a lot of our listeners used it, so might give it a shot one of these days. But I'm going to be playing Watchtower at some point, either this weekend or next week before we record. It's going to be fun. I hope. I mean, all the listeners are saying it's fantastic, so I'm excited. And I did play some Doom. Got into that. That game is a freaking blast, and I talk a lot about it on Bethesda Raw. So check it out there. And of course, Oblivion. But the game that I've been hooked on, thanks to Archon, well, thanks to me, and then Archon, who then got me back wanting to actually play it. I found it through some people playing it, and I posted to the guys. We talked about this last Sunday. And Archon and I have been playing it, and I created a server that we've been getting into, and that game is addicting. It's very, very difficult, but that's what kind of makes it addicting. Vintage story.
I was gonna say, you ever gonna get around to saying the name of it? Or you just gonna
Yeah, I
beat
realized
around
I
that bush?
hadn't said it yet.
Like beating around that bush until the
It clicked.
berries fell off.
I said
he
the
was
name.
he was telling me how Archon last night we got online. We were just chatting while I was running around No Man's Sky, and he pretty much was stating how in depth that game was on crafting.
Hey, I learned some things about survival from that game.
Yeah, that game is definitely a true survival game in every aspect of the word.
So, just a simple process of getting leather or making leather is very simple in most survival games. This is like a 1 week in-game process, but you need multiple different things to do it. multiple different barrels. You have to soak the hides in either borax or lime water solution. Once they're done, you got to scrape the hides. Then you got to put those hides into a vat of weak tannin that you created for 3 days. You take them out of there, you put them in a vat of strong tannin that you needed weak tannin to make strong tannin, and then you put the hides in there, and then they're finally leather. It's crazy. And that's one of the easier things to do.
It's a long process. And then, I don't know if you've figured this part out yet, but you could actually take that leather and turn it into sturdy leather, which is even probably a few more steps.
What you need for like the best bags in the game for your inventory.
Yes. Well, have you made those for us yet? Or have you been slacking? Because I've been off the game for a couple days.
I haven't been in the game in a couple days. Been too busy.
Slacker.
Yeah.
Hey,
got busy recording, and then my lady's birthday was yesterday, and I had to spend the day with her.
Hey, I gotta say, based on what I heard about that game, Archon explained how you have to make the anvil before you can actually start forging iron.
We got to actually make an iron anvil, but that requires 2 pieces that have to be molded, and then you have to weld them together using powdered borax after they've been superheated. It's nuts. And I was looking at the mechanical side of it to make an auto hammer and to make an auto grinder and things like that, and that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I already have most of the stuff to make the windmill to start making the auto grinder. Like I've been like putting stuff away to make that. Like I have, I think everything I need to make the.
You can do the hammer as well as the grinder. The same thing with using the big cogwheel.
Yeah, I know. I just haven't got that far yet. And plus, I kind of like the smithing process. It's very tedious, but it's like
relaxing in a way.
Yeah, it's fun. Like you're actually, instead of, oh yeah, I'm just gonna take this and throw these 3 ores in my little crafting window with these 2 sticks and ta-da, I got a pickaxe. No, you gotta make your pickaxe. Like you gotta make your pickaxe.
I'm waiting for them to have a future episode where we have to do like wood whittling to create the handle.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, we realized the handle was too easy, guys. We need to have a 10-step process of that too.
You have to create a knife, an iron knife or a bronze knife or a copper knife, and you have to sit there and whittle it. Like even pottery, you have to sit there with the clay and actually form the clay and then fire it in a pit kiln.
But then there's like you have to like actually like make jars and stuff, like he said, in pit kilns and stuff like that, and then like can food for the winter, because in the winter like you can't find any. And when you find animals, they have like very little meat on them because they're hungry too, and it's like, oh my goodness.
And this is one of the few games that actually has 4 seasons that you have to survive through the seasons, and it starts with year 0 when you start.
You can actually start it to where like you're the first human on Earth too. Like you can either have like with us, you can find random traders that are wandering around too, but like you can actually start straight up Stone Age. Like you're the first human. There's no one else. There's no lore. There's no civilization. Like you are the one, and you. It's kind of crazy.
Is there like Icarus, where there's a story that you're going to the planet as a miner? Is there some sort of backstory to this game?
There is. I haven't discovered it fully, but there's these rifts that occur, and you have a sanity meter in the middle of your bottom HUD.
You have like that turned off, though.
Is it?
Yeah, you have that turned off on our server, so we don't have to deal with that. But yeah, that actually makes the game even harder if you have that turned on.
Apparently, you can go inside these rifts. I've purposely, avoided all spoilers to the story of the game, so I want to discover it.
Yeah, I haven't found. I've found very little myself. Like I know, like
I made an easier server for us so that we can learn the game.
Right,
makes sense.
It's basically like if Minecraft were a true survival game and were hard.
Yeah.
Hard.
The only thing that really resembles Minecraft is the graphics, the block nature of it. That's about it.
I mean, quite a bit of it, I guess. I mean, yeah. It's all very Minecraft-esque. It's just harder. It's like you take what you would do in Minecraft to do something, but harder.
It's 1,000 times more complex.
And I haven't found any way to make like minecarts or anything like that yet.
Building a castle, which is like one heck of an achievement in Vintage Story, you could do that in a few hours in Minecraft.
Oh gosh.
In Vintage Story, it's going to take you weeks, if that, and more, just to get all the necessary processes.
Yeah. I mean, just making enough pickaxes to mine that much cobblestone. I mean, you could do it with like mud brick. That's fairly easy to make. Just still requires a ton of farming. A ton.
It's a process and a half. It's Minecraft 1,000 times harder and more detailed.
And
what's it called again?
Vintage Story. You can only buy it from their website currently.
Yeah, it's not on Steam or anything like that. You get it from their website. You actually have to go in and convert it from euros to US dollars. It's $22.
It's been in production for the last 4 years. It got released 4 years ago, and they're still adding to it still.
I mean, it's considered early access according to the thing, but
apparently
it's a
there's
full game.
Yeah, leather crafting wasn't in the game until recently.
Right.
So it's still developing. It's still making it harder. That's why I was joking around, but halfway expecting them to actually create some kind of wood whittlings in order to shape your handles.
Yeah, I really want to get to the point in that game where we have like a really good food store where we don't have to worry about stocking up. Like right now, we have plenty to get us through the winter. I don't know if you've been down in my cellar, but there's probably I think I have 30 jars of 4 meals a piece. So 120 meals. Plus I have the big jar things that you can store stuff in that are just full of stuff to make bread, full of stuff like turnips and all kinds of other things that'll all last for 2.5 years. So there's tons of food. So I think I want to start looking at how to the whole animal husbandry thing to be able to start your own farm.
Even that's freaking detailed. Nerds used to do chickens. They have to have a nest. And you have to have females. You have to have a rooster, and you have to have all these different scenarios to the front.
You can't just go out and catch them. You got to chase them into your pen.
They also have chicken traps that you can use.
Okay.
What?
So I'm on their website.
Mm-hmm.
They have it listed as Vintage Story is an uncompromising wilderness survival game box sandbox game. Man, I can't talk today. Inspired by eldritch horror themes. Find yourself in a ruined world reclaimed by nature and permeated by unnerving temporal disturbances. Relive the advent of human civilization or take your own path. Now, there's 2 things I want to read on here. Held to high standards. They're fair and independent, and they have a lot of no's on here. No. Marketplace, loot boxes, microtransactions, season passes, DLC, hidden fees, pay to win, ads, user data monetization, software patents, shareholders, publishers, NFTs, blockchain, third-party interests, games as a service, and no empty promises.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I wanted to mention, progress through multiple ages. Start out empty-handed in Stone Age and surviving and working your way up. Living through 4 seasons and advance further by smelting copper for powerful tools, all the way up to the Steel Age.
I'm wondering when they're going to add technology.
Oh, there's already technology. You can make night vision goggles, and then you can make I think there's some type of teleporter or something I saw you can make. But you can make night vision goggles and stuff.
1 million square kilometers.
They'll probably get to the point where you can have computer controlled automation.
Oh, okay, hold on a second with that, Rook, because the base that you can make, when you're starting to make your world, the default is 1 million by 1 million, okay? So, which is the same size as Minecraft, but you can turn that up to 8 million by 8 million.
What computer is going to be supporting that old massive?
You'll never see it.
It loads you as you go, but
you'll never see the end of it.
The only time you would want to make a map that big is if you had a lot of people playing on it.
If I had everybody in the United States playing on it, then maybe.
Well, because you can actually claim land and stuff like that in that game. There's a way to claim areas that are just you can build on, and I saw you can build iron padlocks and stuff like that where only you can open certain chests, stuff like that. So
that's not as big as I thought it was.
What?
1 million square kilometers is only 625,000 square miles.
Only.
But 8 million is a lot more than that.
But for survival game fans like me, it's a hidden gem.
Yeah, it's huge. Minecraft is 1 million by 1 million, isn't it?
Yeah, roughly. And it takes hours upon hours upon hours to get to the end of it. Several hours.
I think they said to get travel. I think I read somewhere that they said to get from the North Pole to the South Pole in this game, riding an elk, which is making you go really fast, takes 8 hours.
Nice.
So you're never going to get there.
Yeah, I believe it.
Look how far we had to go just to find different types of rocks.
I spent hours searching for limestone, wound up finding borax, and mining the crap out of that.
I actually the other day went looking for iron. It was really funny because to prospect in this game, you have to take little samples from different blocks in that area, and then it'll tell you a rough idea of what might be there and how high of a chance there is. And the highest chance I could find for iron was decent at 2.6%. And I'm all right, I'm going to dig down further and see if I have a better chance down there. So I dug straight down into this mountain, dug right into a giant iron mine. This is just like a ton of it, like more than I'll probably ever need.
Fun fact:
So
625,000 square kilometers is smaller than the size of Alaska. That is 665,400 square miles.
That's still a pretty big landmass.
that's pretty big.
Oh, it is, especially when it's like if I was to join 3 people trying to survive in Alaska.
Yeah. Anyway,
I got off work early yesterday, went to the doctor, and then after that, my lady and I went and played mini golf. She's never played it before.
there are so many things that you say she's never done that just boggle my mind.
Well, she lived in the Philippines all her life until recently. So there's a lot of things that they couldn't do. It was too expensive, or they didn't have.
Yeah, that's.
So I'm trying to get
What was
her
it the
all
other
her
day? You
first
told me something the
experiences.
other day that she did for the first time, and ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. What?
Yep.
What? Like, that's bonkers, man.
That's why we have a whole movie list of all the movies she hadn't seen yet. Like we watched Princess Bride this last week for her first time, which was
Best ever.
Yeah, it's amazing. And she did extremely good with mini golf. She didn't know how to hit it first, but when she learned how to control it, she got 3 hole-in-ones. It was a par 3 mini golf course, and she got quite a few birdies and quite a few hole-in-ones, or 3 hole-in-ones. She did really, really good. And she had a blast. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my week was just that, and we're almost done with Cobra Kai. We're in the second half of season 6. We're getting there. I think we got like 4 or 5 episodes left.
I thought it was 3 parts.
Is it 3 parts?
I think so.
We're on episode like 11 or something like that.
Yeah, it's 3 parts, but it came out 5 episodes at a time. There was 5 episodes, then 10, then 15. So if you're on 11, you're almost done.
Yeah, 11 or 12 or something like that. We're down there.
It's getting good.
Debatable. Some of it's kind of
Just
pissing me
wait.
off.
It's getting there. Trust me, you'll like it.
We'll see.
Yeah, my week consisted of a lot of Vintage Story. I played a lot of it at the beginning of the week. I'm trying to play on my own single player game a lot because if I do anything where I'm in game for more than a day at a time without Joe, he cries about it. So I got to be like very careful about playing without him.
Well,
So
I
am grateful for that.
And based on what y'all told me, stuff goes bad pretty quick if you don't manage it.
Well, the thing is like, for instance, me, like if I'm doing something like I have food or something like that I haven't cooked yet, I keep it on me when I log out. And if it's on me when he logs in, I'm not logged in, so it doesn't age my stuff.
Oh, that's good.
But if he has stuff in barrels and stuff like that, curing, and I don't know about it, obviously, because I don't pay any attention to that because I'm busy doing like
we've been doing
farming
our own
and
things, getting our homestead built. Well, separating the tasks.
We're working together, but we're working separately together. Like I'm getting all of our food together, and he's getting all of our leather together to make us cool armor and backpacks. And
let me get this right: you're actually operating like real people, surviving, splitting the tasks.
Oh, the cool
our
thing
base
about
is
this,
even together.
I forgot one of the coolest things about this game is actually classes you pick at the beginning of the game, and they're based off of traits. I'm a hunter, so I can make a bow and arrows, and I have skills for hunting.
And nice. I don't remember what my dude's called, but he it's like a malefactor or something like that. But I'm like, I find more items in like when I open chests and things like that. I find more items. I get more stuff from like skinning and stuff, and I'm better at farming.
Yeah, and there's a commoner class you can play which doesn't have any bonuses or negatives. Then you got all these different ones. Like there's a tailor, and they're the only ones that can make clothing, and they're the only ones that can make the best armor in the game. They don't have any other benefits other than that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So you can have a bunch of friends doing each different class. And you got yourself a little community going on with actual jobs.
Yeah, that's the fun part is you make the little community. That's why we're trying to get you to play with us, Rook. Join the community, man.
I have too many games.
Join us.
There's never too many.
You can be a commoner.
Yep.
Yeah, the commoner he's just like, whatever. I don't have any bonuses, but I don't have any negatives either. Because, like, for instance, me, like, I have those bonuses,
He's
but
Steve
my
in
negative
Minecraft.
but my negative is that, like, I don't do as much damage in combat and stuff like that, and I start with less hit points. So
yeah,
like,
I
don't
suck at
do the
melee
grades.
and things like that. So, and I get some negatives to some of the crafting.
Ooh, you're farsighted. You get a negative 15 damage to melee. And then claustrophobic, really low. You have a 15% or a minus 15% ore drop rate and a minus 10% mining speed. Wow.
That explains so much. I forgot all about that. That explains why I had so much trouble getting borax.
And the mining and stuff is super slow anyway.
Yeah.
Like, super slow. It's like not near as quick as Minecraft. When you get like I have an iron pickaxe, so I do a lot faster. But like,
I need to make one of those.
yeah, good luck.
Yeah,
Would you like me to make you one? Because I'll probably make it much faster.
probably would, but I still am learning all the processes. But I can learn iron later, so go ahead, make me one.
You think I'm gonna
I'm
be
getting
like,
busy,
I
like-
want to learn the process of making my own backpack? No, make me backpacks, man. Make me backpacks.
I'm just getting used to the game because iron's a whole different ball game in itself. I wanted to learn how to do the basic of blacksmithing, which I did, so I'm good on that. So I changed my focus completely to leatherworking. I'm gonna go in when we next time build a leatherworking shop, get all these barrels set up, get all the tannin and everything set up, and the different
Yeah, dude.
and I'm gonna get it just rolling. Go
Mining
hunting,
is-
get a whole bunch of hides.
Yeah, once we get through the winter, then we can start going crazy because the winter is going to be tough, and it's starting to snow, and the snow's starting to stick. So
I find it funny. I'm going through these classes and on their wiki, and they don't actually have a minor class.
No, they don't.
no, they don't.
That is weird because they got a class that gets a negative percentage to ore drop rate and mining speed, but when you're looking at the others, there's nobody that gets a bonus to those.
I might
Oh,
try contacting
I-
them and seeing
I
if we can
stand
get them on the
corrected.
show. That'd be fun.
That'd be kind of fun.
I lied.
You
The
found one?
black guard is hardy, which gives you a plus 10% mining speed.
Oh, nice.
Mm,
Yeah,
But nothing-
they're the
melee
melee
soldiers.
beasts.
Nice.
when we play when we get used to the game and if we start a new world and actually do it with everything being normal dangerous, then yeah, I think having one of us as something like a blackguard would be useful.
Yeah, right now we're playing kind of easy mode because like the monsters aren't hostile toward us.
Unless we attack
Which is
them.
good.
Well, the carnivore animals will attack us when we attack them, but the actual like rift monsters won't.
Yeah,
Do
the
anything.
ones from the rifts don't attack us at all. We can just like sit there and beat on them, and they just run
Hmm.
away.
Nice.
And we don't have to worry about closing the rifts to get our temporal stability up and all that kind of stuff. Like eventually, we're gonna have to do like an actual
Oh yeah.
real world once
Yeah.
we know what we're doing. And
Once we get Rook
Yeah.
in there and we have 3 or 4 people going at it, yeah, we'll definitely have to do that. Start a new world and get going on it from normal. What else have you been up to?
other than that, Thursday was the expansion release for EverQuest, and you know I
Oh,
love those.
right,
I always
yeah.
got to get down on those. We started our raid at what was it? The server opened at 5 o'clock Eastern time, my time, and I went to bed Thursday night at 4:30 a.m. So it was an almost 12-hour raid, but we cleared all the content for like Omens of War. And then they also released Dragons of Norath, which is like kind of a mini expansion with it because it's not like a huge expansion. They just kind of bundled them. And so we got that as well. So then Friday we went in and started up at 2 o'clock Eastern time and went through all the Dragons content. We finished that probably about midnight last night. So it was another nice long raid. But we cleared all the content and stuff, all the major raids and all that. We weren't the first on the server, but we never are. There's this guild called Faceless that is
Have no
always
life.
they're always the first. Well, they have like 400 or 500 members, so like all the like grunt stuff they have, like while they're doing the base stuff, they have their grunt force that's doing all the like grunt work for them and just funneling items to them so that they can get through stuff faster. Like we don't have that big of a force, so it's all right. We still got it all cleared and we had a good time, and I got
That's
a
the whole
couple
point.
sweet items. Yeah, I got a couple really nice items that I was pretty excited about, and now I'm starting to work on the Epic 1.5 and Epic 2.0s came out with this expansion, so now I got to work on my Epic weapons and get good.
Nice.
That's what I'm working on now. I just I got my Beast Lord to level 70 like the first day within a couple hours, and then I just got my Shaman to level 70 today too. So now I can play both of them together again and just wreck stuff. But yeah, that was pretty much. I was all gung ho to work, and then it rained on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then we were supposed to do this big job that had me working tomorrow, well, Sunday and Memorial Day, but then it looks like there's going to be rain on Tuesday, so we won't be able to get it all finished. And they don't want us to. It's a Costco, so they don't want us to start if we can't finish. So since we don't have enough time to finish, they pushed it off until September. So that job's not going. So I get to actually have Memorial Day off and go do some stuff with the family. We like Memorial Day and 4th of July. We like to go to. There's like this big, massive flea market, like about an hour and a half away from us. It's called the Burley Park Flea Market, and they do it on like all the major holidays. So usually on Memorial Day and 4th of July, we always go there and check out the massive flea market and find things that we don't need to buy, but we always do anyway. Yeah, that's my week in a nutshell.
Fair enough. That sounds like a good week, though. I mean, despite not working, that sucks.
Yeah, I got some game time in.
I got a really bad stomach ache Wednesday. Went home very early. Took the day off. After relaxing, letting my stomach calm down, taking a whole bunch of meds, I jumped on Vintage Story and played all day with Archon. It was a blast. I haven't done that in so long. So
Yeah, we had fun.
Sunday and Monday.
It was nice because I actually got to play on the server for a while and do some stuff. That's how I got to learn how to do my iron.
All right, guys, let's talk about some PC gaming. So we're going from 2011 to present, and this is actually during the phase, and the main reason why we picked those two different, that split off, was right around 2010, 2011 is when PC gaming really started taking off and being really known as the second or the fourth console in the console wars. The master race really got coined during that time, and that's largely responsible from Steam. Now, Xbox is a big player in that as well, but Steam basically created the next console, or the PC gaming console.
Yeah, Steam's pretty huge. And oddly enough, I didn't actually even use Steam for like any of my gaming until like 2 years ago.
Really? I've been using it for years.
I had it, and I had like 1 or 2 games on it, but most games I just like would either buy the physical copy or, I'm a creature of habit, so a lot of the games I've been playing have been World of Warcraft and World of Warcraft Expansion A, Expansion B, Expansion C, Expansion all the way to whatever they're on now. So, like, I played like the same 4 or 5 games most of the time for like long periods of time. Or I'm kind of a Blizzard WHORE, where I played a lot of games off their launcher. So
that's fair.
Before
the launcher days, it was all, you just had to go to a gaming store, PC store, and buy the game and load it.
Yeah, buy the game. Like, I had the discs for like the first 4 or 5 expansions for a while.
I have the battle box for Warcraft.
Nice.
Yep, I have that somewhere too.
But no,
chest.
My very first game I bought looks like it was 2013 is when I got them
on Steam.
So yeah,
Steam game.
Yeah, so before then it was go to the store, buy the game, load it, play it, and then have fun.
I don't even know where to look to find my first game. I have 150 games in my library currently. About 125 of those I did not buy.
No, there's a few that I bought you a copy of, so we can play together.
There's a few that I bought, and I bought them a copy of too.
I've had friends buy me copies. I bought copies of games for friends, but I used to get a lot of alphas and early releases from companies when I was doing my old podcast. A lot of those. A lot of listeners would send me games. It was nice. I say out of the 150 games I have, I played 100 of them. There's 50 of them at least that I have not even installed.
Well, I will say when it comes to my list, a lot of the games on my list I've played with either one or both of you guys. So
yeah, fair.
A lot of hours worth of.
Well, why don't you hit us with your list, man? Give us your 2 honorable mentions.
What makes you think I have 2 honorable mentions?
Oh, come on. Like, no one can figure that out.
My first honorable mention is Vintage Story is already on there because it's too good not to put on there.
That would have been the same for me if I did that, too.
I didn't put it on my top 10, but I had to honorable mention it because it is that good. I mean, it really is. And my second honorable mention, don't shoot me, guys, Starfield. Because it also couldn't make my top 10. It is a good game, but it's not that good.
I understand that. I'll give you a pass on that. Our listeners may not, but I'll give you a pass.
It is a good game. I did enjoy it. It didn't have the lasting power for me. But you'll notice a little bit of a trend on my list. There is it's a couple different types. But number 10 is Satisfactory. That game is so incredibly addicting. It is so much fun building these massive factories and things like that. It's a survival game like Vintage Story, but graphics are way better. They're not all blocky, and it's just it is a ton of fun. That's one that I bought for Joe, but he never had a chance to even get into it.
I played
it like
4
once or
hours.
twice.
Yeah, about 4 hours total.
If you would have played more, you would have got sucked in because that game is really good.
It was starting to get interesting, but I got too many things going on. I just never got a chance to get into it.
Someday.
I will.
Someday we will.
Yep.
Number 9 is another game that I played a lot with Joe. We played it for a couple, like probably 2 or 3 weeks straight. A lot. Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Oh, that is one of the best.
Dude, it's so good. We had so much fun with
It
it.
was a
I
blast.
died laughing through the whole game. It was a blast.
Going through that entire story with you was just so much freaking fun.
Yeah. Number 8 on my list is one that the 3 of us all played together for I think I have 160 hours into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Conan Exiles.
Oh,
Of course.
I did not. I forgot about that one. That should have been on
Yeah.
my list.
Oh.
Dude, we had so much fun with that one. Like we played it for
Yes.
so
I
long.
thought about playing it again. They got a whole bunch of new updates I haven't tried out yet.
Can't believe
Yeah.
you forgot that game.
I did.
Yeah,
That's
so
on me.
good.
That would have been in my top 10.
Made
That's
by
on
the
me.
same people who are about to make a great game that we're gonna all probably play.
Actually, that would replace my number 9. So keep that in mind when I do my list. That one should be my number 9. But
My number 7 on my list. Now, this is gonna tell you how good this game is, okay? I'm only 3 hours into this game and it's number 7 on my list. That's how good this game is. Expedition 33.
okay, that's
It
fair.
is
I mean, everything I've heard about that game,
so good.
it's on my list to do. And Tim, sorry, I swear it's on my list to play.
It is so good, and I can't wait to actually have time to get, like, once I get out of the newness of this expansion for EverQuest and get in a nice stable rhythm with Vintage Story, I'm gonna finish Expedition 33 because it is amazing. Number 6 is another game that the 3 of us played that we have 150, 60 hours in. That's Icarus.
that one?
Yeah, that one should be on
Oh.
my list too.
Yeah, for real. We have to have that many in, at least.
I have 132.4 hours in it.
Yeah, and I played more than you guys did.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do like a top 10 survival game list because I would
That's-
nail that.
And number 5 is another game that the 3 of us played, but mostly me and Joe. Mostly me and Joe, but Rook played it some with us too, and that's Enshrouded, because Enshrouded is the king of survival games. I mean, Vintage Story might take that throne, but Icarus, not Icarus, Enshrouded is just, it is top
They
tier.
nailed
It
the
is-
combat. They nailed the crafting.
nailed it.
They nailed it.
They nailed the game,
And they're making it so much better. And yeah, it's in my top 3 favorite survival games of all time for sure.
My number 4, I had to look it up because the game came out in 2010, but I'm being very specific here, and I'm saying Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn,
Okay,
which came
good.
out in 2013,
All right.
because the original wasn't really that good.
Oh, it was trash. That's one
But
of
A
the.
Realm Reborn, phenomenal.
There's like 3 games I can name off the top of my head that were completely rebuilt because they were trash at launch. And that was
And
one
then
of
they
them.
actually got good.
It was
like-
really good. It's a really, really good MMO.
It is I actually think that it's a better game, and it 100% has a way better story than World of Warcraft. But actually, even now, if you look at the numbers, that has a higher number base than even World of Warcraft does. So it's phenomenal. Number 3 is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
I knew that was going
I-
to make your list.
Yeah, I played the original remake on PlayStation, but I played Rebirth on PC, so that one's got to be on my PC.
Master
list.
Race.
Master Race. Number 2. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Number 2. What is it, Joe?
Minecraft.
You know?
Skyrim?
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't play Skyrim that much.
I don't know.
Diablo 3.
Oh, all right.
Diablo. I don't think there's a game, other than EverQuest, I don't think there's a game in the world that I've played more than
I
Diablo
played that
3.
one mostly on PlayStation with my son.
I played that one mostly on PC. I did play it on PlayStation because it is fun on PlayStation with like the dodging and stuff. But like I played it most on PC. I played it when it first came out, when you could play the Real Money Auction House. I made thousands of dollars off of the Real Money Auction House before they took it away. I loved it. I hate that people exploited it and they had to take it away. I could be a millionaire today just from playing Diablo. No joke. I used to make almost twice as much a week off of Diablo as I did from my full-time job.
Dang.
And
That's
at the
crazy.
time I was like like assistant store manager of a pawn shop, and we would like whenever we were slow, me and the guy that I worked with would sit there and play Diablo while we were at work and make more money off of Diablo than we were off of our job. It was nuts. And my number one, Minecraft. Gotta be. It's gotta be.
Okay.
That is a game that didn't even make my top 12.
Oh, it's in my list for sure.
Dude, just the sheer amount of time that I've put into
it's one of the greatest games ever made.
I mean, Minecraft. Like, I put more time into Diablo for sure, but I probably had more fun playing Minecraft, because Minecraft, every time you play it, you do something different. Everything, you're crafting something different, you're building something different. Diablo, it was just rift after rift.
Yeah, it got repetitive near the end.
After rift after rift. Oh, new season came out. Rift. Rift. Oh, new season. Rift. I mean, it was just the same thing, but it was fun.
Or you wouldn't play it like that.
But Minecraft, it's just, I don't know. I had a blast with Minecraft my whole life. I've been playing it for years and years and years. So that's my number one.
Icarus and Enshrouded are in my top 15.
Okay.
They did not make my top 12.
Okay.
Even though I spent hundreds of hours playing with y'all. Actually, Icarus actually has 100-something hours. My Enshrouded game has only 52 hours. So I'm not into Enshrouded as much as y'all are.
I noticed how you said that Icarus and Enshrouded made your top 15, but you didn't mention Conan, so that's probably in your top 10.
It made top 12.
What?
What? All right. What do you got, Brooke?
All right. So I got 2 honorable mentions.
What? Nice.
Star Citizen made my honorable mention.
Okay.
I'm actually looking forward to Star Citizen Squadron 42. That should release next year. But no, Conan Exiles is my other honorable mention. I enjoyed playing it, and I did play it before I knew y'all, but I've only ever really played it with friends. Unlike
How many hours? How many hours did you have into it?
184.8 hours.
Yeah, see, that should be top 10. Come on. I had 209.
Should be, but
209.
It's a game. I have, let me put it to you in this respect. That game has 184.8 hours. Rust, who I've never played with friends, has 162.5. And I've only played Conan really when I've played with friends. So.
Okay. Yeah, Icarus, I had 183 hours in Icarus.
Number 10, Digital Combat Simulator. More importantly, the Super Carrier Edition. Because when you can make the intro to Top Gun on a flight simulator, you know you did something right.
I knew that was you're gonna have some flight simulators in there.
Plus, that one you can actually start up the F-14 per the NATOPS manual that they have in the Super Carrier Edition. Number 9, even with all the bugs it had at the beginning, I still really enjoyed it. Cyberpunk 2077.
That's one I never played.
It's actually, Keanu Reeves does a good job in it, and the game itself, the premise is really good. It had a lot of bugs to start, but just like
I heard after they rebuilt it, that's one of the 3 games I could think of that right away that had to be rebuilt. I heard it was phenomenal. Considered one of the best games.
Yeah.
It is. They did the No Man's Sky treatment. They didn't give up on it.
Okay, make that 4, because No Man's Sky. You're right.
All right. Next, Star Wars Squadrons.
What number is that? 6?
8.
8, right.
Number 8 is Star Wars Squadrons. It's a phenomenal flight sim. It's even better in VR, but my computer gets tired of running VR after a while, and most common VR headsets make my neck hurt, so I don't really play it in VR that much, but it is still a phenomenal space sim. I enjoy it. Number 7, Elder Scrolls Online. Me and Joe spent some time in that game. My first time playing it was on the Xbox back when it released. But then I went to Iraq and Afghanistan as a civilian contractor. And when I was in Afghanistan, a coworker of mine there played Elder Scrolls Online. So me and him would run around. But that's a game I will play on my own.
So Elder Scrolls Online, if I was going based off of my hours I have on Steam, Elder Scrolls Online would be my number 1. Because I have 346 hours on Elder Scrolls Online.
If I was going based on hours alone, you would realize that my number 1 game is not that game.
It's scary how much my list is just a combination of both yours. And
nice.
Almost identical spotting. It's crazy.
Number 6, No Man's Sky.
Yep.
It's fun. I enjoy it. It's
Never
a space sim that you can run around, and the galaxy feels alive. No, and not every planet. Every planet has some life, but you really got to find it when it comes to people.
My biggest complaint about that game, though, is that every planet's a single biome.
True, that does suck, but I can tolerate it.
But now you could go like underwater and stuff.
Number 5, Skyrim.
Okay.
Of course, that had to make that list because I spent hours and hours and hours. Number 4, it's Starfield. I have 400 something hours in that game. Of course, it's going to be in my top 5.
Yeah, I have 400 something plus hours into that game too, and
actually, I'm curious. How many hours
it couldn't make the top 10.
It couldn't.
Couldn't do it.
Just couldn't do it. Nah, it's all good.
I kind of want to look now too and see how many hours total I have on that game.
29 days, 8 hours, and 1 minute.
Yeah, that's a few.
Just kind of did a show about that game for a while, and it kind of tends to happen.
Yeah, that's why my hours were so high, was because
I actually enjoyed playing it.
I would love the game.
696, so over 700 hours in that game. Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't have a life when Starfield was big.
Oh, dang. Yeah, you have me beat by a lot. My playtime is only like 14 days.
Hey, there's people on our Discord that have a lot longer.
Oh, gosh, there's people that are thousands of hours in.
I know,
and
right?
haven't even gone through the Unity.
All right, so that's number 4.
If you guys were curious, I have 29 days in Starfield.
Oh, gosh.
I got you beat barely. Number 3, Baldur's Gate 3.
Yep.
It is a phenomenal story.
I knew that was going to make your list.
It fits it is D&D and what I would expect from a D&D game that makes up for the lack of Neverwinter Nights.
So Brooke and I are both D&D fans, and that game just fit it. And playing with your friends, it works very well.
Yeah.
Take a guess how many hours I have into that game.
6.
0.
He's played it a little bit.
You know, I played it at least
all
a
right,
little bit.
1 hour.
7. Rook or Widget was close. 7 hours total.
All right.
And I think I was AFK for half of them.
This one is going to throw y'all for a loop.
No, it's not.
I have talked multiple times on this show my number 1 hours in a game.
Which one is it?
With close to 1,500 hours.
Which number are we on? Is this number
Going
1?
into 2.
This is number 2. This is 1,500 hours. This is Trek Online.
No, that was pre-2011.
Elite Dangerous.
Yes.
Okay, yep.
Elite Dangerous made number 2, and it is the one game I think it is the one game I have the most time in. Number 1, though, is Star Wars The Old Republic, which released in 2011.
The Old Republic?
Yes. I will still go back to that game because I just love how they did each class's individual story as an instance. So other people could join you on the story and it wouldn't mess up your story, and you could still make your own decisions, and your instance decisions would affect your actual story, while the overall gameplay was still fun, and their post stories was great.
I really, really did enjoy that game. I actually played that game a lot too. I just, when it went to the free to play model where they started selling all like basically pay to win crap, that's where it lost me. Like, I hate when games do that.
It can, but I don't do a lot of PvP, so it really didn't affect me any. I stopped playing it as heavily when my guild started dying out a little bit on the game, but I still jump into it from time to time. I love the combat. I love the story. The story is what does it for me.
Yeah, it's got a great story.
It has a great overall story. Each planet has a good story. Each class has a really good story. And then each operation, quote unquote, raids, has a great overall story arc. And they did a phenomenal job on that. So that's why when I see BioWare coming out with what they're coming out with now, it's really depressing.
Did you see that I saw a thing that they're like remaking that game.
They're remaking Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
No, it's the Old Republic. It's the MMO. They're remaking the MMO. At least I'm fairly certain. I could be wrong. I'm almost positive though that's what's getting remade.
Let's see. I see everything for Knights of the Old Republic. They're doing a Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Oh, okay. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong.
I wouldn't mind seeing them remaster the Old Republic, but because the graphics came out in 2011, so they're a little outdated. But it's still a really good game. Still has a high player base. They have only consolidated servers, I think, once or twice.
Oh, I'm looking at time. We gotta let Joe get his weekend or his top 10 in. Go, go, go.
Go, go, go. Move,
All right.
move.
No honorable mentions. We're safe on that. My number 10 is Starfield. Not just because I did a show about it, and not because I still play it, because I love the game. My number 9 is the first survival game in my list, Subnautica, which
That's a good game.
technically I would put Conan there instead. And put Subnautica at like 11. I love Subnautica. It's one of my first survival games I got into other than Minecraft. Number 8, Sniper Elite 4. I played this with a buddy of mine for so many hours. We beat it on every single mode, including True Sniper, the entire way through. Way too much fun. But the funny thing is, like, all my favorite games are all because of you guys. All the time we spend together on these games. It's the most fun I've ever had gaming.
That's same with me.
Number 7 is the last one. That's my, well, not the last one, solo player, but Just Cause 2. The destructive world and nature of that game was way too addicting, and I beat the snot out of it like 4 times. Loved it. Number 6.
Is Just Cause the one where you can throw some rocket pods on a cow's butt and watch it fly around?
And add your little chain hook to it so you can watch it go in circles?
Yeah.
Done all that kind of stuff. And the vehicle with your hook and your explosives. Oh, the combination's insane. It's so much fun. And 2 was a lot better than 3. Number 6 is Elder Scrolls Online.
We're close.
Yeah, and I told you, it's like one number difference on some of our stuff, and it's just identical to you guys
I probably
combined.
should have put that one in instead of Satisfactory, to be honest, because I did play the crap out of that game once you introduced me to it.
I love it, and I'm going to be playing it again in the near future. We're doing Bethesda. My number 5 is Baldur's Gate 3. Playing it with Rook was an absolute blast, and it just...
When you get back into it.
Yeah, I've actually never beat the game. I have my solo game. I'm on the very last chapter. I went on the last couple fights. I never beat it. And now it's been so long of a gap. I don't know if I remember how to do it.
So we need to start over from the beginning and actually play until we beat the game.
Yeah, that's what we got to do. My number 4 is Enshrouded. It's one of my favorite survival games of all time so far. Definitely Vintage Story is hitting that mark. We'll get more time into it because I'm already eager to get in there and play the game. Number 3 is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I'm a huge Borderlands fan, and that one, other than Borderlands 2, that's my other favorite one, and this was the one that came in this time frame. And playing it with Archon was an absolute stinking blast. Playing it with my son was amazing when it launched. So many good memories. My number 2 is Skyrim. I have 962 hours combined with all 3 editions.
Nice.
I beat that game every way possible. I've played most mods. I'm going to be going back in to play some new mods on it. I haven't played it in years, but I love it. My number 1, of course, is Minecraft.
Of course.
One of the greatest games ever made. I put thousands of hours into it, and I'm still going to be playing it.
Nice.
We'll see. After you hit
we'll see how
300
Vintage Story
hours
goes.
in Vintage Story, you're gonna go back and play Minecraft and be like, man, this game is so simple.
Well, that's the thing is, when I want a simpler version just to create and build, I'll go to Minecraft.
Just a mind-numbing Minecraft.
But honestly, the idea of building like a castle and city in Vintage Story seems like a huge achievement. And I think that's something we got to work towards. That's going to be fun.
Build like a whole village.
That's going to be crazy. Anyway, we had a couple different news things we can just touch on really, really quick.
All right, I'll fly through these.
Yeah, do it.
All right, so I put one in here as a little interesting piece of trivia because Season 2 of Andor wrapped up and it flows directly into Rogue One, which follows directly into A New Hope. So the Death Star, after fans have put it together through all of this information, has only been, by the time it gets destroyed by the Republic in A New Hope, it's only been operational for a few days. Somebody actually sat down and did the math. It's only been operational for a few days before it gets blown up. But they make it this big, mean thing that should be throwing fear. And yeah, not so much. And here's something I thought was really interesting. Y'all know 3 Mile Island, correct? The nuclear reactor.
Yes, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Microsoft is tapping nuclear reactor to power nuclear power to fuel growing AI demands because it uses a lot of energy.
Lots.
They are providing money to a company to go back to 3 Mile Island, clean up the number 1 reactor, and get it back up and operational. And that company's also going around, it's called Constellation Energy, and they're going around becoming part of the community to help bring awareness to the true safety of nuclear energy.
Hold on a second. This place is called Constellation Energy.
That's the name of the
company.
company.
And they're going to go clean out a nuclear reactor. Is
already
some foreshadowing? Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
I didn't put two and two together until you just mentioned
that's very valid.
Okay,
wait a second.
So this is real. The first place I heard about it was on Kyle Hill, at one of the science communicators I watch on YouTube. And it's really cool that Microsoft and some of these big tech companies are starting to tap into nuclear power and starting to spread how clean it is and how reliable it is, instead of fear-mongering nuclear power like it has been over in the past. So
Chernobyl was the start of that fear.
Chernobyl was the start of it, but
and the Japanese one.
Soviet Union. Fukushima was, the government told them, hey, this will fail if this happens. The company ignored it, and that specific thing happened.
Yeah, other than that, though, you're right. It's a very reliable source of energy, and it puts out a lot of power.
3 Mile Island, the only reason why it's a very scary thing to some people is because to vent off steam to keep from a massive explosion happen, they released some radioactive steam into the air, which was it. You can go outside 3 Mile Island with a radiometer, whatever they call that, and it will read only background radiation. It won't read deadly radiation. So that's the reason why people are scared of it, because they heard of that. But a lot of people keep forgetting that all of our aircraft carriers that float around the world for the U.S. are nuclear powered. I don't see anything bad happening.
And they can stay afloat for a long time.
Modern technology with nuclear reactors is extremely safe. It was Soviet reactor that blew up.
All right. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the show, guys.
I got one more thing.
Yep.
Because it's a sad, sad thing for me. They're canceling Wheel of Time. Season 3 is the last season of Wheel of Time. It sucks that they had to try and go their own woke direction with it, and I really wanted a good show that was going to go through the whole book.
You and lots of people, man.
They could have done it, but instead they decided that they were going to be all hipster and cool and go in a woke direction, and guess what? Go woke, go broke.
It's a real thing.
They killed it. So there will not be a season 4, unfortunately.
Sadly, it won't. A lot of people they should have taken HBO's path and just follow the books.
Right. At least until you run out of books.
Mm-hmm.
Then go your own direction, which is when it got bad. Yeah, see? You just follow the books, and that's the plan.
Right.
And you'll have a successful show, but no.
Great books, but no.
Yeah, they can't make a good show out of it, apparently. But yeah, that was all I had.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna bring it up. I know my friends well enough. Yep.
Had to.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up. Our show email, the best way to get a hold of our company as a whole for any of our podcasts, is podcastraw@gmail.com. Our Discord, the place to be for all things nerdy in gaming and science and fitness and everything, discord.gg/raw podcasts. Our Facebook is Raw Podcasts. Our X is @podcastraw, and our Instagram
is Raw Podcast 1.
You can follow us individually as well. I am @thewidget, THEWIGIT, everywhere.
You can follow me everywhere at some variation of Tomcat213 or Rook213.
And you can follow me pretty much everywhere as the Archon606.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody, and have a fantastic nerdy week.
Y'all stay nerdy.
Have a great week, guys.